something very specific that you would like to explain, particularly when you pivoted in this leadership role. So, maybe tell us a couple of stories, like, real obstacles that you faced and how you overcame those.
Yeah, so I'll start with the most recent one. So I was very heavily involved in the back end. Like I was very database oriented in terms of very focused on sourcing, integration, data modeling, that is the normalized third normal form modeling, metadata development. I was very heavily invested in that, maybe for the last decade, I would say. Just before COVID, I realized I think I'm getting saturated because the world moves on, things change, things are never, the only thing constant is change. So I thought like, the question came in my mind, am I going to be relevant? Okay, let's face it. We are all in commercial organizations, and your value is only up to the point of you contributing. And I think that's a given. I don't want to sound it like it's not an emotional thing, it's a fact. If business today changes direction, then some people are let go. We have seen those type of stories, time and time again. So I thought like maybe I should try something different. I really wanted to get more into big data, more into all the analytics that we talk about today, right? But let me tell you, that journey was very bumpy, very rough. It took me almost 1.5 years, over close to two dozen interviews before I could really land something. And I tried some outside my organization, but the competitiveness is very high today, right? There are so many people doing very similar things. So one thing was, uh, I persisted. I learned from every interview what is lacking. You think, hey, this one, you know what, I'm going to nail this thing. But somewhere like, oh, you were there in the top three, but we found somebody else. So I started hearing those type of things more. But I was like, what is it? What is it that I'm missing? So I just went back and kept uh, revising how am I presenting myself? Am I missing something there? Or am I not conveying what I'm trying to convey correctly? And the third part was, do I need to do some coursework as well to upkeep to show something? Then I hit upon an idea of, when I was doing all that, hey, you know what? Lot of reporting tools are similar. Yes, Tableau is different from MicroStrategy, is different from SQL Server reporting services, but the whole uh, general concept is the same, right? You have an UI experience. How do you present it well? Uh, how do you set up your DB or data for that? That's all common. So I adopted that strategy when I was trying to present myself to people who are demanding a skill set in a tool I had not had much experience, but I was trying to sell myself using the conceptual domain knowledge I had. So, there are multiple ways you can attack. Sometimes you know the tool, you can tell, but sometimes you can come from I tried it. Okay, this was my experiment. I tried, hey, I'm in the financial services domain. I've done this in the past, but I feel I can adapt. But I went with a very strong case of what I had done, and I literally explained how I did it, what challenges I faced. People love, one thing people will love is how you work in challenges. And if you can articulate it well, that's a big selling point for you. In any time in your career, that's always going to be a big plus. Persist, try, tailor things to how you are as a person, and take breaks. If it's not working out well, do some self inspection and come back and do it, but don't go out of the field. If you think data is your field, stay in it. You can be near the boundary, or you can be the slip fielder, but stay in the field. Don't just walk away.